Hello, hello. So for today I'm gonna share with you guys another Korean Pros matchup. I was able to grab hold of this replay last night and I just felt like sharing it. It's one of those rare occasions where you see this player, this Terran player, playing on the ladder. He doesn't release that many replays, as you guys know. He's always involved on the GSL and wants to keep his play style and his strategy secret. So even if he plays on the ladder, he doesn't release any of his replay files. But I think I need to thank to his opponent on this situation. I'm assuming that he was the one releasing the replay. Here, spawning on this north side, you'll have the blue Zerg TranceSG. Trance is a player that releases replays kind of frequently to the scene for us to enjoy from his Korean laddering. He's not the best player ever. If I'm not mistaken, from what I checked on SC2 ranks, he's on Masters League in Korea currently, top 600 in the Korean server, so quite a good Masters League player in Korea, but not the best ever, especially if you compare it with his opponent spawning here on the south side of the Zalnaga Caverns. You're gonna have IMMvp, probably the top Terran player currently playing Starcraft 2, a huge beast. And let me mention that he is on Code A now, but you guys know how solid he is, and he's probably going to be back to Code S soon enough. He's a tremendous Terran player, amongst the best playing this game currently, I don't have any doubt about that. And he's going to be clashing here on this ladder match against Trance. Hopefully Trance will be able to put up a nice show for us. For now, as you can see, he was trying to get his hatchery going, a quick hatch, but MVP just being annoying and leaving a supply depot. He just started to build it, only 54 HP, leaving it inside his natural expo, avoiding him from placing his hatchery there, and now advancing to the main base just to take a look at what is Trance doing. Trance, after seeing that it would be denied his natural expo there, he went for the gas and spawning pool, so kinda trying to make up for what he missed on that situation and getting some Zerglings out so he can finish off this annoying SCV. For now we have the drone trying to finish off the supply depot, cancelled by the MVP, and now he's gonna be able to get his hatchery here soon enough. No, he's pulling back, still not convinced. I think he's just gonna work a bit more on his mineral count and decide to go for a different opening after this upset by MVP. So stacking up gas, getting Zergling speed, while IMMvp is already leading the way here. He was able to deny plan A for Trance, Trance being forced to try to improvise and go for a plan B after having that big reject, big denial on his natural expo. For now you can see here you have MVP that's just finishing his wall off, sending his SCV back, already did his scouting roll, everything is fine, while Trance now roaming around with his Zerglings, taking a look around, just making sure that there's no SCV close by, preparing any kind of surprise or proxy racks or anything similar to it, while we have Trance just trying to make his build flow once more. He has the Zergling speed already rolling, getting some queens out, probably getting a second one, preparing to establish his expo. He will have to do that soon enough, because meanwhile on MVP side he already got the factory with the tech lab attached and getting there the command center, as you guys can see, so preparing to expand pretty soon as well. MVP for now leading the way, dominating this matchup, and Trance needs to just shake it out and get into his A game, focus, so he's able to stand a chance against MVP, because at the moment MVP was able to just upset him and doesn't seem like he's with his total focus, 100% focused on this matchup anymore. He's still dwelling over what happened. For now we're getting aliens out with Infernal Pre-Igniter, so a very nice counter against Zerglings and drones as well. If he's able to just enter the mineral line and start roasting all of this mineral line here, he'll be able to hurt the economy from Trance a lot and probably just tip the game even more on his favor. For now Trance is just keeping some Zerglings here, finally the Zergling speed kicking in and making sure that MVP won't be able to advance into his natural expo without him noticing. There it is, Spine Crawler down. Not sure exactly what Trance is thinking, but I do know that he doesn't have any way of scouting what's going on inside MVP's base. Let's take a look at his vision inside MVP's base, yeah, basically inexistent at the moment. So he's just fearful that something might be coming and he wants to defend with it. So getting a spine crawler here, a nice static defense. It's good to at least try to upset and try to hold back MVP's Hellions for a little while. And incoming while inside Trance's base, what else is he getting now? Getting the infestation pit. Whoa, really quick infestation pit here with already the lair rolling and getting the pneumatized carapace. Interesting opening here by Trance, completely different from what you usually see. And now incoming the Hellions from MVP, trying to apply some pressure and harass into that main base, but totally failed. Trance was preparing his defense here, had the Queen and the Spine Crawler waiting for those Hellions, and only 3 of them weren't able to even enter the place and start the roast. So for now we have this really awkward, at least different opening from Trance. He went for a really quick lair, advanced into infestation really fast, and now getting some infestors out. So infestors at what, like 7 minutes? Something that you don't see every day. And let's see if Trance is able to get some rewards out of this. For now, advancing with his Overlord, taking a look at MVP's base. Probably is going to be a sacrificial one, though it has speed. He might be able to avoid the damage and save it. Yes, I guess that's going to be what's going to happen. He was able to take a nice peek at MVP's main base. Still, he haven't seen everything. He didn't advance to this mineral line side, but he was able to spot all of the production facilities on this area, as you can see. So he knows which way MVP is heading, and incoming now a small wave of Zerglings advancing into this natural expo. He's trying to counter and stop MVP from profiting from this mineral line. There's already some defenses there from MVP, probably enough to put out this Zergling force. And now we have Infestors advancing. Oh, nice fungal right on top of those Hellions, finishing them off with the Zerglings, and now advancing into this mineral line with some fungal growth play. Really good here, just grinding down all of that Bioforce and the SCVs. As you can see, the tank, well, didn't affect it that much, only got a little pinch there, but apparently all of those SCVs are now really hurt, and if he's able to apply a second fungal growth, he will be racking up a lot of kills here on this natural expo. Meanwhile, inside the base of MVP, we have 3-4 racks, 1 factory, upgrades already rolling. As you can see, weapons level 1, siege tech, and also the steam pack has been researched, almost finished. While here on the Trance side, he has his spawning pool, the infestation pit, no sign of roaches, evo chamber and hydralisk den. Whoa, really interesting opening here. No roaches whatsoever. Kind of a fragile build, as you might imagine, because infestors are quite fragile as well. Backed up by Zerglings is not like the most sturdy army. It's quite squishy, can I call it that? And now he's going to be backed up by Hydralisk, so plenty of DPS, also some nice AoE splash damage, if I can call it that. But it's not very sturdy, so might not be able to stand a lot of damage. Nice fungal growth once more, almost killing those Marines, needs a second one on top of it. There it is, killing all of those Marines, nice play. And now, whoa, Queen getting roasted by this Hellion with blue flame that he is harassing the mineral line, trying to burn them, as many of those workers as possible, roasting several and finally getting killed, while there's still a couple of Marines on that corner, but they're really weared out, really weak, and got killed by the small batch of Zerglings. So, Infestor, Hydralisk, and Zergling Force, kinda curious, a lot of upgrades incoming, Groove Spines, Ventral Sacks, and Zergling Missile Attacks, so incoming drops, I would say. He already has the pneumatized carapace, the speed for the Overlords, now getting the Ventral Sacks, might be. Army-wise, we have Trance just falling a bit behind, 12 ahead for MVP. Unit composition, 7 Marines, 4 Siege Tanks against how many Infestors? 5, and 5 Hydralisks and 5 Zerglings. 5 of each, but you will be stacking up more in the future. Inside his main base, there's nothing else. He's gonna go for this really interesting build. I'm really curious to see how would this work against MVP. For now, MVP is gonna stretch his dominance once more, gonna grab the 3rd base. Keep in mind that Trance is just spewing creep here for quite a long time. Won't block the building here if he establishes the command center there. Needs to go a bit more to the right. And inside MVP's main base, we have more factories incoming with tech labs. So plenty of mech to back up his Bioforce, and he's getting more upgrades as a shield. So I think for now it's going to be standard Bio backed up by siege tanks apparently, and MVP is going to go for the rich mineral field instead of going for this one as his third base. So he's not very concerned about any creep getting pooped there, while Overlords advance to prepare a surprise drop. Ooh, this is going to be cool. Incoming drop straight into the main base of IMMvp, while a fourth Overlord is dropping there on the right side of the Natural Expo, and incoming forces. Ooh, lots of infestors making tons of damage on the mineral line, killing so many SCVs, and now the forces from MVP finally advancing. Ooh, there's nice microing there by Trance, picking up his forces and just unloading them close to the mineral line, while the Hydralisks get finished off inside the main base from MVP. Now we have those infestors. I think they got picked up by the Overlord again. Yes, they did. And now he's just hanging there on the side, probably to prepare another surprise attack later on, while one of the racks still burning. And there's more Hydralisks here, as you guys could follow on the picture screen, now trying to apply as much damage as possible into this mineral line. Let's see, 3 kills, 5 kills, 3 kills. So plenty of damage done to that mineral line, and picking them up, running away. So nice strategy here. Interesting micro as well. He was just doing very well on this situation, and even leaving an Overlord right on top of the mineral line, taking a look at what's happening, what's going on here. Meanwhile, MVP grabbed his rich mineral field, has a starport, putting out some Vikings, so we're gonna have some Overlord hunting soon enough. He's just gonna kill this strategy, while inside on Trance's side, let's take a look. Here on this little corner he has the Spire, so he's gonna transition into some kind of air aggression. I'm assuming Mutalisks to start poking and harassing even more, and incoming more infestor play, more fungal growth on top of those workers. He needs a second one to just damage them. Oh, there it is, nice damage done by this Overlord. This Overlord bomber with infestors has been working brilliantly on this corner, but now the Viking will be able to finish it off, and it's gonna get killed obviously, with this second Overlord needing to run away, or else he's gonna get hunted down. And I think it's time for Trance to just pull back with his forces, pull back with his Overlords, because he's gonna start losing a lot of them. There's still one on this corner, and all the others that he has spread around the map. He needs to be aware of the fact that that Viking is gonna start hunting them slowly but surely, and if he wants to keep his supply rolling, he's gonna have to pull them all back. There it is, pulling them back. Meanwhile, Trance has been working on his creep spread, as you guys can see, almost reaching half map, and incoming a big Hydralisk force. Oh, getting that Viking, nice shot there, and quite an unorthodox composition, unit composition here. There's no unit that might be able to sustain the damage on the front, as you can see. Hydralisks are supposed to be on the second line, you know, DPSing from the back, and Infestors the same. There's not even Zerglings at the moment, but he's still going with this opening. I guess we're gonna see how far he'll get with it. Let's take a look at the unit composition once more. Yeah, as you can see, 24 Zerglings, 18 Hydralisks, and now Mutalisks coming to help out, while Trance grabs the hatchery on the rich mineral field as well, and try to put up his economy, try to boost up his economy, and make sure he's not gonna get stuck on 2-base play, because as you know, IMMvp is playing out of 3 bases, one of them being the rich mineral field, for quite a while. Hydralisks putting out a nice DPS, just racking up some kills, but MVP has a nice defense established here on this left side. The right side is a bit unprotected, but there it is. Planetary Fortress will be able to handle a lot of damage, and probably allow MVP to pull back when he feels like he's gonna be harassed on the right side. It will buy him at least a couple of seconds to bring his forces there. And incoming, nice assault once more fungal growth on top of all of those units. Ooh, nice one there, but the siege tanks are just blasting away these really fragile units, and there's not much from the forces from Trance, except for those Mutalisks that are still trying to apply as much damage as possible. On the economy, as you guys can see, there's a big difference. Harvester count, massive difference as well, and we have Trance trying to establish his game on the rich mineral field to back up his income and boost it ahead, so he can play a fair and balanced game against MVP. For now, MVP just gathering as many forces as possible on the front front of his base, clearing some of this creep, trying to just make the creep recede so he can keep expanding and advancing and not giving the speed advantage to his opponent, obviously. But now with a small Mutalisk Wing, he'll be able to fly around and start poking and harassing at MVP bases. Let's take a look at his bases for now. Plenty of reactors to put up, a lot of Marines. Also, this starport already has reactors and getting some medivacs to back up the bioball. Incoming, oh, he's gonna try to snipe the reactor, and Thors coming out. These Thors are gonna be able to blast this small Mutalisk Wing so quickly. Ooh, massive blast there, avoiding, and has to run away. There's plenty of air defense here, and forcing Trance to pull back. This doesn't look good for Trance at the moment. Inside his natural expo, as you can see, there's more barracks incoming. Plenty, actually, another factory there with tech labs. So a nice unit composition here by MVP. Pretty solid. Now with the Thors being the counter to any kind of Mutalisk harass, and preparing himself to advance into this rich mineral field once more, while he borrows all his workers, but a scan going down and starting to kill them. Trance being forced to hold because he knows he doesn't have enough forces, borrowing some of his infestors, trying to flank here and throwing some of those infested Terrans, but it's not even close, it's not enough. Oh, and he lost all of his infestors there, while his hatchery was sniped on the rich mineral field and finished off. So a nice unit composition here by MVP. He has the proper counters, and it's up to Trance to do something about this. The infestor play apparently worked well on the early stages of the game, but not now, to be honest. Incoming the forces from Trance, trying to advance into this big bulk of mech and bio from MVP, and is just forced to GG out of this match. He was stuck on 2 bases for much too long. Notice as well that Trance was trying to get this 3rd base running, but got spotted by MVP, and he was obviously aware of the fact that he was so far behind with no economy whatsoever. So he had to just give up on this strategy. Was an interesting one to follow. It's not something that I see every day, but against a Terran player of this caliber, I guess it just didn't work, and things couldn't go better for MVP, with him taking the win and having some very solid build here that was able to force Trance to just exactly. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you all later. Have fun.